I don't know why. I don't know why these older men, especially older, are still putting themselves in these types of entanglements with these younger, especially way younger females, and expect there to be a story where they ride off into the sunset in love for the rest of their lives. First of all, half of these females aren't even mature enough because they haven't hit the maturity age level enough. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, SouFlo is not about the age, it's about the mindset. I say that too. But at some point of the game, it is about the age, because it is known scientifically that the frontal lobe of the brain, which deals with decision making, higher level thinking, and mature decisions, is not fully developed until at least 25 years of age. Anyhow, the Constant Spring police are probing a suspected case of murder-suicide after a 60-year-old fisherman and a 25-year-old girlfriend of his were found dead last Friday at a house in Fairdean Avenue in Akiwalk, St. Andrew. Now, of course, this happened a while back, but not too long ago. We kind of missed the story, but I wanted to see if more was going to come out of the story before I did a story and say my 2 piece on it. And I'm going with what I have so far. Come in here, nothing else, no update about this yet. The deceased woman has been identified as Kamisha Solomon of St. Elizabeth Address and Chester Fong, who lived at the Akiwalk premises. Somebody said, when I heard the gunshot them, me think a drive-by or a gunman a shoot up the place, one resident said. Isn't that sad? Even drive-by and gunman a shoot up the place in certain places has become something of the norm. Well, you hear a gunshot, you duck and you run, and then later on you come back out and you just get back to life as usual again. That's crazy. Anyhow, the person said that when I heard the gunshots, me think I did drive-by or gunman a shoot up the place. That is what one resident said. When it calmed down and we realized at that the time that everybody frightened, and I asked, what happened there, so? The fire brigade was called to cut open the grill of the house so that investigators could gain access to the inside of the house. Fong, who was of Chinese descent, is said to have been actively involved in the fishing industry and upholstery. A resident said that Fong met Solomon while she was taking care of his now deceased elderly mother who was ill, and they had been going through some issues and were arguing shortly before the tragedy. It's shocking. It's shocking that him do something like that, because we live around here and him have never ever showed us an ugly side. You know those type of man that don't want nobody in a them business? I just him that. Him go work and him come back home. Him go work and him come back home, and that's all him do. Him not talk. Him not talk to people. This is shocking to everybody. Another person added. Him did live with him wife, you know. And him and him wife have 4 kids together. Me never hear him and her yet over there. She, the wife, eventually move out, and it's only the kids we see come by since the breakup of them. Now, police reports are that about 10:30 p.m. last Friday, they were called to the premises when the 2 bodies with gunshot wounds were found inside the house. They are theorizing that the 2 had an altercation which escalated, and a .38 revolver was used to shoot Solomon, which is the female, before Fong actually turned the weapon on himself and took his own life. Well, these were one of those situations. It is also said that he was going through some depression issues of lately because his mom's health was fading for a pretty long time, and she fought whatever it was that was her ailment was until she passed away. So you can imagine losing your mom, and then losing your wife, and then losing your children, your whole family gone. You alone are left here Chinese descent, surrounded by black people in a neighborhood community somewhere in a Akiwalk, and he felt lonely. It was during the process of his mom's being ill that he met this young lady, and this young lady was brought there as what we call a home health aide or a home health aide attendant, right? So she was the living person or the person who take care of mom, help mom to take a shower, get her regular baths, probably helped her with dressing herself, clean up down there. So, you know, me as I keep her hygiene up to par, probably cook her food and make sure she eat on time and take her medication and all these types of things. At that point, him being there, work to home, him is a man, and although he is older, he is lonely, right? So at 60 years old, compared to 25 years old, there's a huge age gap. However, this seemed to also be some kind of a relationship of convenience because she's there already, and I can only imagine him taking a liking to her for the way that she was taking care of his mom, and I can only imagine her leading him on because him are the one that paid the bills, and she probably feel like she can squeeze more out of the situation than he is paying for services taking care of her mom. Maybe if she gets in a relationship with him, she can squeeze him pockets a little bit more and he will pay for more, which I have heard is exactly what happened. I don't know the details in detail if it was one of them cases where she used him and she was cheating on him with somebody younger or have other man on the side and he found out and he became enraged. We don't know what the situation is because there hasn't been an exact follow-up to this yet. Usually when we do these stories, people from around the area who know the victim or know the person, Mr. Fong, they would normally come in the comment section on SouFLoTV and say, SouFlo, around here so I grew up, I know them people are from a little. She wild and crazy, or she, no brother, she's a good girl. I can't believe so the man do this to her, etc., etc. So we will wait to hear and see what we hear. In the meantime, though, I am still keeping my ears and eyes peeled to this one because just like the other stories, I want to know how this outcome is going to go. Well, the two of them dead. So basically, there is no perpetrator to arrest. This is where it ends. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me if you are one of the people who side with the notion that old woman, young boy, or vice versa, young woman, old boy, that type of a relationship can work? Or do you think that it's down to age and experience? Or do you think that it's down to mental maturity? Or do you feel like, no, they should never engage in that type of relationship at all, given the age gap between them both? We'll talk in the comment section below. Big up on yourself and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe and share so other people know we are here and we continue to grow as a platform. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.